Hello everyone, and welcome to this wonderful randomizer, the Wind Waker randomizer race. I am Mongol, and I'm with Don today. Hello,
Hello.
Don. And we're gonna
I,
have a nice race between Woofer ZFG and Dean X 4200. I can't pronounce the numbers in English; it's hard.
just 4,200 or 4,200
Oh my god!
or
You can't do that.
4,200.
I was about
You
to
love
to
English.
this
There's so many
up.
ways to say the same thing.
That's the magic of English.
That I heard something. Oh, it's because I got Dean's audio on his own stream going.
And
Oh,
there we go.
feeling
Get
epic.
started. So, for those that do not know the Wind Waker randomizer, well, most races start with a lot, and I mean a lot of glitches.
But it looks like our runners are, in fact, taking two entirely different paths, which
Yeah, seems
I'm kind
like.
of okay with.
Yeah, Dean is going for a trick that's called Diamond Step early, and meanwhile, Woofer is heading straight for Cliff Plateau, which is the usual route for our last tournament. So basically, Dean is trying to jump straight into the middle of the whirlpool that the Big Octo creates on Diamond Step Island. So he gets warped straight onto the island and can go inside without having the hook shot.
And of course, failing miserably at the attempt, while Woofer is already in the island, trying to get what we call
He's in
storage.
Cliff Plateau. Oh, and Dean gets it second try. Meanwhile, Woofer is trying to get a glitch called storage, and with storage, it actually will make it so the next cutscene you trigger will pretty much start a new state of being for Link, in this case, Shells, and it will reduce his hitboxes to almost nothing, allowing him to do stuff like running up walls and all that kind of fun stuff. You're gonna see that.
And of course, we're not going to see any items for the first little bit from Woofer because he's in storage. And when you grab an item from a treasure chest or anywhere for that matter, it will not show it.
Yeah, it won't show, but the runner will still have it in his inventory next time he loads a new place. Like, for example, when Woofer will eventually get to another island, his item from the top of Cliff Plateau will actually be in his inventory. So just because we always need more storage, Woofer's trying to get it again and gets it first try. Very nice. An empty bottle for Dean.
Yes, I was about to say, Dean grabs his first bottle,
Yeah, that's a very nice thing to grab.
which opens up soup.
Yeah, it opens up soup and
I love
possibly ends up being the mean person that doesn't heal his own grandma. So as you saw, Woofer just got storage on top of Cliff Plateau, and now he's using the boat to sail straight to Bird's Peak. Oh, and he got
He's
Cannon Melody
got
somewhere.
50 rupees. Only 50.
In one of those chests, he got Cannon Melody, apparently, by the way. For
Oh, that is actually really useful. But Dean's probably on his way there right now.
Yeah. Also, I do believe we're running in race mode,
Right.
so the 4 dungeons for today, well, in the game there's
Well,
6 dungeons, and we will
I saw
only need to
Forsaken
do 4 of them.
Fortress. Which one was forced? Or not forced? Wind Temple was on there. That's not Wind Temple.
Yeah, I do believe Wind Temple was in the... So
There
we're
it
gonna
is.
see the first chest that we're gonna open, and we're gonna get to see what's in it.
Earth God's Lyric. Not bad.
He's on a big musical streak right now.
Oh, for being fair, this is the most musical adventure of all of them, except for maybe Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, I mean, it's named after an instrument. But yeah, in
Dean
this
just
one,
not making the jump.
yeah, he's having trouble on this one. Also, Woofer warped again now to Windfall, which is pretty much the old place where every run started in the beginning of the randomizer. But now the people try to do as much locations as they can before going there to maybe have more items and more stuff on Windfall. Because Windfall, unlike many locations in the game, which usually have like 1, 2, 3 chests, is pretty much like a dungeon. You have pretty much 10 items, I think, 12 maybe, on the same island.
And Zelda Wallflower, Command Melody was in Cliff Plateau?
Yeah, it was one Cliff
Yeah.
Plateau. And Pharaoh's Pro. Very nice pearl to get. Oh, and bombs.
And Dean in storage still.
Yeah. So we now know why Tingle was in jail. He had bombs on him. And a pearl.
I mean, if they didn't throw Link in jail for having bombs, why would they throw Tingle in jail for that?
I mean, who knows? Maybe they don't like his ties. I don't know, man.
Could be because he's wearing that green jumpsuit.
Yeah, that green jumpsuit is not very nice to look at. Tingle is too old to have bombs. If you're a kid, they think you're not gonna do damage with them. But if you're Tingle, you don't look like you can be trusted. Let's be honest.
If you're Tingle, they assume you're Tingle.
Yep, they just assume they're.
Alright, and Dean getting into Bird's Peak.
Dean about others.
So, he should have Command Melody and Earth God's Lyric as well.
Well,
is there anything else
in 3 seconds? Also, we're gonna have to pay attention next time our friend Dean warps to see what the 2 other dungeons for today are.
Indubitably. Oh, that's a big word.
Yeah, that's a big word. You French, you don't understand what you meant.
Apparently, he's also got Din's Pearl.
Oh, interesting.
Which would mean that I would assume Woofer has it as well. Alright, so Earth Temple's in. I missed the other one because it was underneath so fast.
Well, one temple at a time.
That was Forest Haven.
Forest Haven, nice. That's a nice selection of dungeons we're gonna see tonight.
Indeed.
Very nice dungeons. So what is Connolly's father gonna give us today? It's the Oak Shot.
That's useful. That's super useful.
Yep, very useful. You pretty much need it to complete the game. So,
I mean, there is a way to get around that, but
it's not very fun. It exists. It's called a Fairy or Mortover. It involves mashing a whole lot and being very lucky.
also possibly being very dead.
Yep, you need to be dead for it to work, actually.
It can be a run killer, actually, from what I understand.
It used to be pretty much the run killer of the run killers, especially Fairy Over, which was pretty much reliant on luck completely. Mortover is a bit more consistent in this regard.
Okay, what did Maggie have again? Yeah, orange rupee.
She has rupees. Oh, and Tata the pear. That guy wanted to eat. He gave it to us.
Ahoy there.
So for those of you that do not know exactly what the goal of the randomizer is, in Wind Waker our goal is to defeat Ganon. And to defeat Ganon we need to gather some items. We need the fully upgraded Master Sword to get through the barrier. We also need all pieces of the Triforce to actually get to Hyrule. And those pieces of the Triforce today will be on the bosses for all 4 dungeons we mentioned. Forest Haven, Forest Haven Fortress, Earth Temple, and Wind Temple. The bosses from those dungeons will have the Triforce shards we need to complete the game. We also need more items to actually get those pieces of the Triforce. We're in for the long run, guys. Oh, and grappling.
Oh, grappling hook this early. That's really useful.
Yep, that's very useful.
Especially since paw print's not very far, and he's got everything he needs to check paw print.
Yeah, paw print is one of those islands with 4 items on them. Pretty useful in a randomizer, especially when you can actually complete the whole location in one go.
Dean getting his Ferrar's Pearl and his bombs. Here's to check them both off now.
Yeah.
All in all, not that far behind.
No, it's, I mean, he's not very much behind. He actually has Diamond Step completed on top of what Woofer has, so...
And he's gonna have everything Woofer has real quick.
Yeah, and he will have follow more than this, which is very nice. So what do you think Milo is gonna have for us today?
With how good Windfall's been and me being sadistic, I'm gonna say she's got nothing.
Honestly, I kind of agree with you in this. So the fun thing with waiting for Milo is that you have a lot of time to do a lot of things in Windfall, but it's night, so there's not much to do other than just starting the windmill and advancing into the staircase.
Yes, Zelda Wallflower, we are really hoping that this is one of those seeds. I want those vanilla light arrows.
I almost wanted them to play on the 1.6 version, which came out before the weekend, because in this version it's actually possible to have like Master Sword on the pedestal, because it's a new location.
Oh, you gotta check the pedestal now?
Yeah, you have to check the pedestal. It's one of the few more locations they added. It's the only one that actually affects race mode.
It's gonna be really useless the majority of the time. Alright?
Oh yeah.
Gain with the grappling hook.
He's getting that item. And now Mila is gonna be cut through the staircase.
Because she can sense you. Or in the case of Sans, she can hear.
Yep, he does do that a lot.
That's the best I can do for Sans, folks. Don't expect miracles here.
The only miracle is the fact that Sans is actually in the game. That's a miracle.
It actually is, yeah. Oh, hook shot for Dean because he's checking the little mail.
Gonna get the hook shots, which is not gonna be as useful for him since he did one of the big locations where he needed it. But it's still gonna be very nice to see because it's one item to finish the game. So, paw print, like I said, it's a location with 4 items in it, but there's also the salvage corpse that's right next to it, which kind of gives you a 5th item for the location. And today it's a treasure chart.
Dean doing his crazy hands with the Wind Waker every time he uses it. Just for the people who've never played this, you change the pitch and the volume by waving Link's hands around on any instrument. It does the same thing, just Wind Waker's the only one that has a visual for it.
Yeah, it's a really nice visual. It kind of breaks his hands sometimes.
Which is hilarious.
Oh yeah. I mean, Link is a cartoon in this game. If he breaks his hands, it's not a big deal. It's gonna be alright in the next scene. I mean, have you seen the cutscenes with Link in this game? He crashes head first into structures a lot. And he's alright.
He's the best adventurer. That's how I'd be going about my adventure.
Oh yeah, man. Dude, can you imagine being a cartoon in real life and just being immune to damage like that? Oh, note to mom.
Note to mom for Woofer.
Very nice to see. I mean, kind of weird to see a note for someone's mom in the middle of a cave, which is a breeding ground for enemies, but who knows?
Thank you, Leaf.
Dick.
This is a really good seed.
Honestly, yeah, it's a very good seed for now. Maybe we're gonna see one of those jet seeds, like they call them.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna turn into a downright hateful seed later.
And they tend to do that. Let's be honest.
Cabana.
The one problem with getting that much mail is that we don't have the delivery bag right now. So we can't actually use those pieces of mail to get items from. We're gonna have to wait.
Yes, that is true. I forgot about the Majora's Mask. Probably being my least played Zelda. You do pivot like crazy when you are Zora and Link.
Oh, that you do. That you do. Now that you mention it. The woofer is teleporting away. And he seems to be going for a diamond step now. Dylan, we saw Dean do at the beginning of the game.
Dean getting on the paw print now.
Yep. So the one that finishes either paw print or diamond step the first will be pretty much ahead.
Oh, doesn't Dean already have diamond step though?
Yep, that's exactly what I meant. If he gets out of paw print before Woofer gets out of diamond step, he will be a bit ahead right now.
It's entirely plausible.
Yeah. Paw print isn't the longest item to do, but neither is diamond step right now, because there's a nice trick on diamond step that Woofer can actually do right now. There's a little bomb push at the beginning of this place that kind of saves most of the time. We're probably gonna see it, and yes, we are. Look at that. Oh, almost. So, like, the trick is to drop the bomb, and the bomb will actually push you into the wall, the ship you see there.
I'm just gonna mark off the cabana, the note to mom, and thank you, Leaf.
Yeah, why not?
Because all three of them are on that island.
Not the easiest trick to get. One that Woofer's trying to get right now.
It is not. That could be said for a lot of the tricks that they do in these speed runs or randomizers.
Yeah, like at the beginning of the game, you saw them do storage like it was nothing, but that glitch is actually very hard.
It is frame perfect, and the only way to do it. The only way to do it is get good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty much impossible until the middle of last week, where I actually managed to do it out of anger. I tapped into the dark side.
So mad that the stars aligned.
Dude, I was so mad at the game for not letting me do the grappling hook trick to get into Bird's Peak.
Yes.
I couldn't get that one, so I just said, I'm not gonna try anymore, and I went to Cliff Plateau and tried storage and got it.
Oh, Woofer is now giving up on.
Yeah, he's giving up on the
bomb push.
He
also blew himself up.
It's alright, he's Escalaton. He will survive. There's many ways to complete this place, so...
I need to bring up that puppet from Jeff Dunham. You know.
Oh, and meanwhile, Dean's heading straight for the woods.
I mean, there's a lot of chests in there.
Yeah. Since he doesn't have the boomerang, he's gonna have to use the hook shot to actually kill the plants on the doors. Unless he wants to use bombs, but who needs those?
Or by some miracle, the boomerang is in the. Okay, the big key's in the first chest he opened.
Yeah, that would have been good for a gold mode. By the way, if you guys in chat actually have questions about what's going on in the randomizer, feel free to ask. We're gonna try our best to actually answer. Kinda know the game, and I think Don is getting pretty good at it too.
I've watched enough. Ah, big wallet! Big wallet! Where's the wallet on that tracker? Is it on that tracker?
Doesn't seem to be, but it's alright.
No.
It's alright.
That opens up a piece of mail, which is why I'm surprised it's not on the tracker.
It's alright, we're gonna see it on the screen of the runner though, so we're gonna have a reminder that's there. It's there. Unless you guys are colorblind like me and don't actually see it.
No, I don't see it at all. I'm not colorblind.
Next to the rupee count, it's blue instead of green.
Oh!
That's
I thought you were talking about on the tracker still.
No, no. I was going back to the whole trackless method. Oh, Woofer is this going to heal Grandma?
Well, Woofer is someone who wants to have the soup! But,
It's pretty surprising that a skeleton will want soup because I don't think he has organ structure to drink it.
that is bottle number 2.
Yeah.
Dean is probably routing it into whenever he winds up on Mother and Child.
Either that or he's waiting to get the fairy at the end of one of the diamonds.
Either one is plausible.
Mm.
But again, it is Dean. Dean's been known to do some pretty weird things sometimes.
Yeah, Dean does things. He just does. And it works.
Yeah, like I've yet to see a gamble not pay off for Dean. Somehow. Because even when it doesn't, he somehow manages to make it work.
Yeah, he's a really good player. So right now we have Dean, who is playing with a skin that is a skin of Fado, the Wind Temple, the spirit of the Wind Temple in this game.
Okay, Dean, what is your plan? Oh, okay.
He's doing that thing. He's opening the warp pot.
I've just never seen somebody open the warp pot in this.
It's a very useful one.
Unfortunately for Forest Haven, it's one of the least common temples whenever I'm around.
It's a pretty good idea to actually open that warp pot, because right now, we know we don't have the boomerang, and the boomerang, if you don't have the boomerang, there's no way to come back up from the basement.
Oh, that's important.
Yep, that's a very important item. Gives us access.
That's also an important item. You don't see it yet, but I do. Because I got Dean's stream open in the background to have audio.
You're actually getting all the. You're getting the previews. You're getting the spoilers, man. Oh, there's the bag.
I got a whole 10 seconds worth of spoilers, boys.
Oh yeah.
And girls. I gotta say that now, don't I?
Oh. And nice compass.
That's probably Forest Haven almost tapped out, but I've been wrong before.
So I'd like to point out the fact that Woofer ZFG just got a delivery bag to get mail in from the mail.
You say D, bro, just eliminate.
Oh, he's not gonna do it. Oh, a mirror shield for ZFG. Woofer. He's got that mirror. So right now, he could also go to Singular Island. Yep, he just did this. Basically, you store the door, store an animation for getting out the door, and the game gets confused and puts you out of bounds, which allows you to go into the basement. If you don't have the boomerang, that's one of two ways to do this. You could also always use a down clip, or even a clip with one of those.
We're about
the balls of wood.
also see how good Woofer is at basketball. Sorry to interrupt. But, Bomb Island, also known as Trog Island.
Yeah, because Trog is that island. He's one of our top players in the community, but he will go out of his way to not go there when he can.
Oh, it's because he hasn't figured out how to play basketball.
Yep.
Looks like Woofer knows how to play basketball.
Yep, he knows his basketball.
You know, I don't judge people. You kind of call it what you want.
Yeah, you kind of call it the way you want. Personally, I'd say it's still Trog Island because he spends a lot of time there because he misses a lot. It's kind of
that was gonna be my logic too. Is if you're there for a while, you know, you basically made your house there.
Yeah, might as well make it your home at this point. And we had no problem with Trog Island. Everything went swimmingly. Oh, and talking about down clips.
See, for a second there, I thought you were making a pun.
Dude,
I was gonna get really mad for a second.
I'm not always making puns. Or am I?
I don't know.
I might be, honestly.
Are you?
If it's an accidental pun, I will claim it. Oh, and he's buying bombs.
Yeah, you see, while you can have something named after you for doing well, which there's a skip in Tower of the Gods, which you won't be seeing, that was discovered by a very, very young lad.
Yeah,
and
the Jack's clip, which allows you to skip doing the puzzle for one of the statues in the place, was found by like 12 years old. So finding things by accident.
Real bad, actually.
Why, man? Is
because
it
I've
because
been
you can
playing
do
this
something
game for over a decade, and I had never thought to try that.
It's alright. Neither did I. Neither did I. And
But, no, so we do name things after people who deserve it for doing well, but at the same time, we're a community of opportunists. If something comes up, something comes up.
yeah, we love naming things after someone's mistake. It's always fun.
Or in one case, the similarity to his name.
Yep. Like Gainesboro.
If you hadn't noticed him saying it beforehand, you're gonna notice it now.
Yep. That's how it works. And our friends Woofer getting his wallet upgrade. Kind of fun to see them both in the same dungeon at the same time. It's a nice atmospheric dungeon, I think. I guess it's just chill to be in Foreground Woods.
Basically, yeah. That'd be correct there, Wallflower. I don't know if they're capturing the chat or not, but until everything has been renamed, that's how it's gonna go.
I'd say I want to call dibs on Crescent Moon Island because it's shaped like a croissant, but that's more for Bob, our Frenchman.
Yeah.
There's an island for everyone.
There has to be a little bit of prominence to your name, I would assume, but...
Oh.
Another piece of heart. I don't know how many he has, but there's a piece there.
You're gonna know when he has 4 of them, because one more heart will pop up on this counter.
I wonder if this is gonna be one of the low heart seeds.
Yeah, they tend to be those race mode seeds.
Ooh, it's mini boss time. I actually really like the music for mini boss time.
Yeah, very good music. One fun thing about this boss is you can kill it too fast. Like if you use a nice arrow on it will die so fast that the music will keep playing because the game doesn't believe you could have defeated it so fast.
But you did! Oh no!
You did because you are a fast boy.
No, that's what.
Yeah. Love those tattoos.
Tingle,
I love those
how are
tattoos.
you everywhere, Tingle?
Tingles is like an omnipresent, omnipotent god of this world. That's how. He's in jail, and he's the jailer at the same time.
So basically what you mean is he's my bro.
Pretty much.
Is much like me being in every chat possible. I am everywhere, but I am nowhere. Well, is Dean gonna try and leak his way through this? Oh no, he's gonna knock a few off. Dean, you made me sad.
You're seeing, I was pretty sad when I learned that on Tingle Island in Breath of the Wild there's no Tingle.
What?
Tingle isn't in the game, and it's awful.
But he has an island.
Yeah, and all of his brothers have islands too, including David Jr., which is not really his brother, but still. The fun thing about David Jr., and when I use the name Fun, I use it very loosely here, is that he's technically a slave. Like, he came on that island, and Tingle was like, put on the suit, and put him to work.
Dean, or not Dean, Woofer, getting his power bracelets finally.
Yeah. Getting the steroids.
And the pearl. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Why was I about the same mirror shield? Is it because they're both blue?
Maybe. I can't tell, honestly.
Oh, Dean going for a ferry.
Yeah. One of those places to get a ferry.
Not only is it a good insurance policy, but it's also just a good thing to go get to. Yeah.
It's good grammar policy too. If you don't die in this fight, it's good grammar policy. So fun fact, we don't have the boomerang, so we're gonna have to do boss a bit different than usual. And throw bombs at the bottom of the bulb until the boss inside dies. That's actually works.
Like, I mean, I can make so many jokes right now. None of them appropriate for anybody, really.
Yeah, do not.
I'm not going to. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying that.
Those of you who are old enough to understand, you'll know what I'm getting at.
All I'm saying is, if you do that joke, it's gonna bomb.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, that sweet spot is actually pretty hard to find. Once I wasted like 30 bombs trying to do this boss fight that way.
Spoilers, Dean found it.
Yep, he found the sweet spot. The sweet spot has been found.
Once again, could make so many comments. Not going to.
Yeah.
So many.
Even if it will be sweet.
Thank you. I think.
Our first Strifer shard has been found.
Alright, how do I mark you dead? Did I just unmark you?
Yeah, I think we're gonna hard mark the boss as we go. Or do we do the reverse and just mark the ones?
I'm just gonna unmark the ones that are being slaughtered.
Also, I know that
Dean,
Jahala is
checking
meant to
better.
be a ghost, but I don't think he's dead yet in this one. The big ghost with the mask and the small ghost inside. He's not.
Also, spoilers, because I'm getting the update from Dean's stream.
Oh, Maggie's letter.
Oh, it's not a spoiler anymore.
And a silver rupee. And it's over for Calidemus. He's dead on Woofer's run 2 now. That's the fun thing about 2 people being in the same dungeon at the same time. Bosses die as quickly as they come.
Which is also unfortunate, because there are some very good boss themes in this game.
Oh yeah. Like people really like the Mogura theme from the Wind Temple. But there's more than this one that are good in this game. Dude, I want to watch that TED Talk now. Tingle being a Sheikah. That's the kind of theory you
Dean,
need.
no, Dean, don't spin in circles. You get sick.
I've seen Dean do that. Once he threw up for like 15 minutes during a race.
It wasn't good.
Nope. That's why we call it.
Somehow
Dean
he
Skull now.
still won, but that's more testament to him. You know, having some fight, some moxie, if you will.
Oh. The chat is throwing some hate right now at Woofer.
But why are they
More like Woofer.
What did Woofer do to you?
Don't know, man. The one thing I
He's
know.
trying his best. He has a mirror shield. When did he get that?
He got that before going into the dungeon. Yeah,
Probably Bomb Island. Yeah.
It's not in Bomb Island. It's, I think it's associated with a male.
Okay. Well, right now what's happening is definitely Dean is doing the overworld checks that he didn't before, and
Yeah, and meanwhile,
they're
Woofer
literally
is
neck and neck still.
Yeah.
Because Dean's already full cleared that dungeon, but it's kind of a weird but. Woofer is not really all that far behind.
No, he only has to get the chest in the basement, and then he will be straight back out.
Which is really probably going to take him about as much time as it took for him to clear Bomb Island.
It's not gonna be very long. I'll just say that way.
Also, Dean, get in soup!
Yeah, it's time for the soup, man. It's soup time.
I don't know whose audio it is on the Randomania stream, but that grandma music, man,
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Huh?
it tugs at the old field organ.
It gives me feelings I didn't have for a long time.
The worst part is, even after she's cured, it stays.
Yeah, it stays. That's just how she is.
It's just grandma's song.
Yeah, Grandma's song is pretty sad because all of her grandchildren left her. One was kidnapped, the other one to save her. They're not here. That's the most important part.
Dean now has soup that he can dupe.
Yeah. They both have 2 bottles, so Soup Dupe is on the menu now.
And Dean, fast forwarding time. Woofer taking the long way.
Yeah, he's gonna leaf pump his way. It's not that much longer, but it does involve wasting more magic.
Dean got his delivery bag. Just gonna announce that, so it seems like I'm psychic, but once again, I'm really not. I'm cheating just a little bit. I just don't want to hear my own voice.
I just muted ourselves. The one thing I like about the soup dupe is to just take a French accent and say soup doujou.
Soup doo-doo.
Soup doujou. Doujou.
Soup doo-doo.
Dude, it's not that bad. It's just French.
Actually, somebody did make actual recipe for Grandma's soup from this game.
Is there fairy tears in it?
No, I wish there was, but it's actually quite good.
It's pretty much just left in. That's the
Oh,
only way you can make soup that yellow.
No, it's like it's a potato soup.
Paprika.
I'm trying to remember what's in it. I'll have to Google it later, or
It's curry.
something like that. But it was actually quite good. I think it's got like potato, carrot, a few other things in it.
A good earthy soup. Nice. Also,
Dean going into
Earth Temple.
Earth Temple with no shield.
That's Earth Temple. One of those dungeons that most runners tend to delay because it's one of those dungeons that's very nice to go mode in. And if you don't know what go mode is exactly, it's basically just the runner going straight for the boss and not caring about the other chests in the dungeon.
But as we both know, Dean is far better at go moding Wind Temple than he is Earth Temple.
That is true, but I've seen him go mode Earth Temple recently, and it was very good too.
Oh, so he's gotten better.
Yeah, that guy's underestimating himself at this point, I think.
Well, you go with what you know, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's always safer to do things that you know how to do. And I think that's the last chest Woofer actually needs in this dungeon. He's gonna head out now.
He's gonna be really mad though when he comes back out of Earth Temple, checks the mail, and there's the mirror shield.
Oh wow, yeah, he's gonna be so mad about this. Kinda forgot it didn't have it. Also, doing the parts of Earth Temple without it is pretty painful, let's be honest.
Well, you don't really need the mirror shield for most of the first floor, really.
No, you don't. Because Medley actually provides the mirror itself. There's one room.
The problem is he
can't
doesn't have the
access.
skull hammer.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He only has access to that one chest in logic. I do believe he's gonna break the logic after, but still.
I mean, there's multiple ways to break logic. The best thing to do would be to pop open the warp pod. Or not.
Oh, he's saving. That means storage. Is he gonna just go mode that one too?
Wow, storage on the first shot.
Yep. So we're gonna see some things, guys. Seems like he's just gonna go straight for the boss.
Which would be a really bad idea.
I mean, it's kind of hard in a way because he doesn't have the mirror shield to beat the boss himself. Maggie's letter 4, Arthur Woofer.
It'd be another thing if he had, like, light arrows or something.
Yeah, that's the one
And
thing.
there you go, Dean just broke the entire dungeon.
Yep. Who needs a puzzle? Oh, and Woofer is mailing that mail straight down. He's pretty much just going for a few extra checks. Can't do much more.
And here goes Dean, one of the masters of the skip.
Always funny thing that in this state Link is so tiny that he can fit between a rock and a door.
There goes the Re-Dead with its
Yeah, I get the
strand.
feeling that he just forgot he didn't have mirror shield. That's pretty bad.
Dean,
Poor Dean. Being
Dean.
there on that.
Oh, he's going right back in.
Yeah, he doesn't learn. Meanwhile, Woofer is going to play with gravity, and
He also left Medley. Why did he leave Medley?
It's a good question too.
He might just grab this chest, open the pot, and then leave.
Oh, boomerang
It's useful.
would have been useful in Forbidden Woods, but still, that's something. Oh, nice. Woofer is doing that new precise new strat.
Oh.
Look at this. He's gonna grab the ledge, and then if you go straight back, grab this, you can do it, and then you're on top.
Huh.
It's just a bit faster, but it looks good.
So how mad do you think he's gonna be when he finds out that the mirror shield's in the mail?
Pretty mad. Oh, and Picto Box. Very nice item to get.
From Angular, you're saying?
Yeah, Picto Box and Angular.
That unlocks, what, 3 checks?
3 checks on Windfall, yeah. Dean is gonna be salty, that's for sure.
He's so mad.
Also, like, not getting the mirror shield when he needed it didn't take him all the way to Angular to get the Picto Box, which is 3 more checks on Windfall, which is the item he's going to do checks at. It would have been nice to have.
Right?
Eh?
Dean,
Would've been nice
get
to
it
have.
together. I got money on this, man.
Do you?
No, I
Are you
don't.
that anonymous gambler?
You think I'd be betting on Dean if I was actually putting money on this?
do you really want to do this?
Oh.
I mean, we can do another thing that I like to do in the races and just bet on which racer is gonna have the most money by the end of the run. That's
I
one nice thing to
mean,
do.
they'll be... Whoever has the most money is gonna be ahead by like pennies.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what makes it so random. When Dean is
Random.
randomizer with randomness. What is this? Things are being random? What is this? A randomizer? Oh, yes, it is. Oh, and
Also, I'm pretty sure...
did that postman just give us a feather? Like, from himself?
I would like to think he doesn't have a golden feather.
Huh? But man, that's very generous of him. Thank you, UPS.
Did he not mail the letters?
Which letter?
Dean, because his mailbox ain't been shaken.
Well, he at least mailed, he definitely mailed the one with Maggie's letter, but I don't think he mailed the one with Bido, from Bido's mom.
He had just the cabana deed and the flower in his...
Does he have mail? Not to mom.
I thought... Was that not on paw print?
I think it was, yes.
Did Dean check all the chests on paw print?
That's a good question.
Oh, it's the first check he did, was the grapple hook chest, so...
Yeah, I know. Maybe he posted it and then didn't check the mail.
Yeah, I don't think he's checked the mail yet. That has to be it.
So what is on the chest unlocked by the Picto Box? We have an even bigger wallet upgrade.
And the backpack, which is useless to these runners.
Very useful, you know, because it opens one check that he already did.
Yep.
And that's the check on birth peak. You're supposed to control a seagull to open
Ooh.
the door.
That's nice, Dean.
Dean, with the Master Sword, opens up Forsaken Fortress completely for him, except
Ooh.
he's gonna have to.
Okay, I think Dean is. Yep, he's forcing the mail now.
Yeah, he's forcing the mail. So, what is gonna be the reward for gossiping today?
Dean can go back to the Earth Temple, but I really hope it goes to Angular first. Well, depending on what the gossip, that could lead to something. It could lead.
Models Letter, we don't actually know if it's gonna be useful yet. I do believe our friend Wolfer is gonna mail that. Actually, go complete the quest, I mean, to find out. It's a fetch quest, but it's a nice fetch quest.
Dean going for some swag.
Yeah, and Dean seems to be going straight for Forsaken Fortress without having the Skull Hammer.
It's totally plausible.
Yeah, you can do it. It's not very fun. You can do some fancy splits.
Every time I see the
Super swimming animation.
no, every time they open the map while they're super swimming, and if it's like covering one temple, they're like, "Why are you going there? Don't go there!"
Yeah, it's very odd. It's definitely an odd thing to do, but it's Dean.
It's Dean. It's what we've come to expect at this point.
Yeah, Dean does weird things that sometimes pay off very well.
A lot of the time, not so much. Dean drowning. That's the thing about doing these swag strats.
Yeah, the super swimming can actually end up with someone drowning. We're not all Michael Phelps. We can't swim that fast. I can totally start a super swim now, but I cannot control it for the life of me.
It just takes too much practice.
Yeah, I just let the game take me where it wants when I super swim. I start the super swim, I'm at great fish, and I'm like, oh, that's good. That's exactly where I was going. That's the trick with those things. If you pretend that's where you wanted to go, it's alright.
Right.
Yeah. So Wolfer is back on info. He's gonna complete that quest.
My man.
This is another trading side quest.
Like,
And
come on,
he's gonna
man.
get a nice master bow in this case. Because the sword of stands is actually a bow, if you guys didn't notice yet.
No, I hadn't.
Yep, they took the time to modify it.
I'm just gonna point it out. Dean, you'd almost be better off going back to Earth Temple.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, Forsaken Fortress isn't the worst idea either, but
Oh,
seems like Wolfer is going to go with the Earth Temple. Wolfer is a player that usually goes with the logic 100%, so that's probably why he's doing that.
And then Dean, not so much. It's why it's so fun watching Dean, because you never know what Dean's gonna try and do.
Dean is taking you on an adventure. You don't know where you're going, but you're with him. He's taking you with him.
Dean running through the bomb shoes.
Yeah. Now he's gonna check the chest on the bed.
And I'm just gonna mark it off now.
Oh.
It's a
Nice.
bottle.
It's a nice bottle.
I hear them made of crystal, and you can hear them sing if you tap them together.
Oh, very fancy.
That's also why the fairies can't get outside of it. Dean, going to the prison.
Yep, that's actually the fastest way to get those other 2 chests from that place.
I also
Just get
assume
cut,
that this is a place that at least one person in chat has to be familiar with.
Prison?
Yeah.
That won't be me.
Oh, I was thinking more this particular prison, but
ah.
come on now.
Oh. But yeah, we have another prison to go in right now.
Yeah, I almost never check down here, ever.
That's not the best thing to do because it's very important. Except today.
Not this time. I
Except
forget what's
today.
actually in there.
That's the commentator's curse. I shouldn't have talked about this.
Yeah, I almost never check that chest in vanilla because I always forget it's there. I don't even know what's in it.
Well, he still has one more chest to go check.
I don't even think you actually
Then
need
he
it.
could always go.
Oh well, you're gonna have a laugh at this.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Dean has assembled all 4 bottles, and it's now time for a soup dupe party.
Soup dupe percent?
Yeah, soup dupe percent has been achieved. Now it's time to go play tennis with Phantom Gun instead of go having 4 bottles.
You know, you got the empty bottle, Dean. There's only one way you can beat Phantom Ganon.
I don't think it actually works in this one. Sadly.
It totally does.
It does, really?
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah. I mean, the fastest way to beat him is still to look at the door until he tries to backstab you. But,
Oh, I know, but sometimes you just gotta go for the swag.
yeah, the bottle. Or if you're playing A Link to the Past, you gotta go with the swag net, as they call it.
Yep. Because sometimes, what's more important than completing the game is swag percent.
Yeah. One player actually dominates the leaderboard for swag percent. It's Gobby Bobbity, because he swam up walls once.
What?
He swam up walls.
What?
Dude, it's amazing. He tried to get double storage on Modern Child Isle and kind of messed it up. And he started to swim up the walls of the island.
YOLO swag percent.
Yeah, he dominates the leaderboard.
Oh,
because
Dean, it's the bomb chew room. What are you doing? Okay, it's fine.
he's trying to warp to our temple.
I know. No, he has your required equipment.
Yeah, he has the
He
mirror
hasn't
shield.
really lost all that much time except for Angular, which... What did Mom
Pay
literally
off
do?
much, I think. So I'd like to point out the fact that we actually don't have any bow right now.
Any what?
Bow.
I think he said roll. It's like, what?
Oh,
What do you mean
my
roll?
voice is weird right now.
This isn't Mega Man. That was the last
Is it
hour.
better? Oh yeah, it is. Alright.
Not everyone has a microphone as stupid expensive as mine.
Well, I'm actually using a Rock Band mic, so if you guys think I sound bad, that's why.
It
Probably my
actually
voice.
sounds surprisingly okay.
Yeah, that game actually was back with a semi-decent microphone. Somehow.
It kind of had to be.
And still,
Oh.
we all use it to do karaoke in our own home and just break the hairs of our parents.
Which I am both amazing and terrible at karaoke.
Dude, same.
It either
Well, I was
goes
gonna-
really well or really poorly. There's no in between.
Dude, I gotta say that drunkenly singing Celine Dion at karaoke is my guilty pleasure.
That sounds like my old roommate Laura, who would get drunk and then start singing Celine Dion for no reason.
I think Laura is a good person.
In fact, I had to come out and be like, Laura, why are you doing this?
And then she will reply something like, because my heart will go on, I guess.
Actually, yes.
Oh, nice.
Dean, dupe, and soup.
Yeah, it's been done. The thing has been done. We have soup dupe in the place.
Dude, the worst part is that she had a terrible singing voice.
Oh, same, man. Same. That's the thing about this the microphone. It wasn't used much.
Then that Rockman had to shoot with a half-decent microphone because it needed to pick up how you were singing and how well you were doing compared to what the game wanted you to do.
And then I miss the days of the rhythm games. It was a bad time and a good time at the same time.
I mean, Guitar Hero, the first two were alright, but then when they started going like 4 or 5, it was just starting to get out of hand.
Actually, guys, it's not Link on either sides. We have Fado and Sans right now. Fado just decided to leave Wind Temple and save the world himself.
Really? I was gonna try and convince them that it was just a zombie skin for Link.
Oh, really? I thought that was a mess. Yeah, that's actually, I think, like, the Sans model actually has the mask cap instead of the hero's charm. You know the mask?
Woofer going for the boss.
Yeah, why not? We have the mirror shield. We got the mirror shield, we got the power!
I don't know how many rooms he's checked, though.
That's a very good question.
I mean, you can't get all of them right now.
That's a strategy I've seen a few players actually use lately. They kind of go mode or tempo and then just do the other checks after, just in case they get everything they need while go moding. It's faster that way.
Dean voiding out.
Yeah, but you did it on purpose.
Oh, I was about that in. More than likely on purpose, because it's Dean and he purposely does it to get this chest.
Yeah, he does that to go get storage again from that other chest and get the item from that chest. He likes to void out. That's how he avoids things.
Oh. Thanks, chat, for illustrating that really bad pun.
Dude, they like it.
You're why we can't have nice things.
Me, definitely. I'm the kind of guy that just learns language to do more puns in it.
Ask me how I can tell.
It's okay, Don. We only have 1 hour and a half left to making puns together. And then,
oh yeah, right. These guys actually have a time limit this time, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do. We 2 hours and a half. But I have a feeling that with the way this is going, we might be underestimated.
I feel like they do need more than what they've been given. Like a lot more.
Oh ho! So we have to some tests to Randomania for this marathon, and letting us, the Wind Waker Randomizer community, to have comments on it. Very nice of them. Thank you guys.
And also giving Dean his request and having us two come and commentate.
Yeah. your own request.
Also, the Jawhala boss music.
Oh yeah,
That's definitely underappreciated boss music.
Yeah, it's very nice. It just has that vibe of it's playful but it's deadly at the same time.
Indeed.
Yeah, we don't have the spin right now, so they can't actually spin to win.
Hurricane spin is awesome in this fight, though. The few times I've had it when I've gone down Earth Temple.
Bombs are nice, but hurricane spin is nicer.
Woofer checking the mail from the Earth Temple.
Yeah, the mail from Vito. Because this one guy you never met in this run actually sends you mail to say, hey man, you're really good at sorting mail. Teach me. Yeah,
Of course, it's nothing.
That doesn't make me any happier. It's okay.
Well, since joy pendants are actually essentially useless in this run.
Yeah, in the race mode actually it's pretty useless, but if you want to play the randomizer on your home and actually set more settings, you can do it. You can pretty much set every setting in the game, which in the new version 1.6 that we're playing tonight, actually has like 300 locations at this point.
Please no.
Dude, do this for fun.
You torture yourself for fun?
Totally. We're a bunch of people that do that. For fun and for podcasting. And F6 try for shard 14.
If you have not noticed, I am one of those people that will not mark off a Triforce piece until they actually pick it up.
That's actually a strong point to make, because I've seen it in a race happen. People forgetting to pick up a Triforce shard and having to go back. Actually, in one race I commentated, we had both players forget a Triforce shard. And one of the players, Scary Olive, actually took a picture of the Triforce shard before picking it up. Just
But
to remind
he's leaving out is he didn't pick it up at first. He kind of zoned out.
After that, Gymnast forgot a piece of the Triforce too. It was hysterical. Man, it's crazy, the physics in this game. Oh, if you fall from too high, you will hurt yourself unless you do a jump slash.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's basically a double jump.
So fun thing about this.
What bot is broken? Are you calling me a robot? Wait, I've been confused with robots before, but that's almost hurtful actually. I might cry a little bit.
It's okay, man. You're welcome to Beep and Boop. Or should I say, Weep and Boop on my shoulder. That one was very bad. I actually apologize for this one.
That was actually the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's okay. It's good to have fun about them. I just dug like a basement into the bottom of the barrel right now.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Pushing the.
So, what we have right now is Woofer going for the boss, I believe at least, and Dean is doing chest checks.
Don't actually know what Woofer's gonna do, because you actually need the hammer for this one.
Oh, here's bow! Here's bow! Yeah!
The bow has been found!
A bow has been found. Oh, and he's got the skull hammer. Dean does. I don't know where he picked that up, but...
Ah, well, I really missed that one.
This is what happens when he goes into storage. We always never get to see what he's got.
That's probably why he's there. Yeah, and we confirm he actually has the hammer. It's equipped now. That's the magic of storage. We don't actually know what's going on sometimes.
Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last.
Definitely not.
So Woofer, being Woofer,
He's gonna store again.
yep,
And
and he's gonna break this cutscene. Bye.
Yep, he's storing the cutscene so he can actually move in it and position himself. So our friend Amar King doesn't self-lock himself.
But
So-
if Woofer doesn't go back and check for that bow anytime soon, Dean has pulled ahead. Slightly. Not a whole lot.
Just a bit. There's a fun fact about the place we're in right now with Woofer. This is supposed to be full of water. Continue,
Just let it
guys.
happen. Just let it happen.
It's okay. So it's okay. I accept that he's not drowning because he doesn't have any lungs. He's a skeleton.
Yeah, but what when Dean gets there? Unless Dean is gonna swag strat it and actually go like the normal way, which I would consider a swag strat at this point.
At this point, bow doesn't open up anything, but having a bow gives you access to fire an ice arrow next time you find a bow, so it's pretty important to get them. So you need light arrows at the end, so finding any bow upgrade is good. Because there's only 3 in the whole game, and you need all 3.
Indubitably.
And the Emerald King has been defeated. 7 try for shards for Woofer.
And he remembered his shard. Is going up to Ganondorf's thing here.
Yeah.
I forget, did they skip the cutscene or not?
Yeah, we do skip the cutscene. We're just gonna warp next to the boat as soon as we open this door.
Really? They couldn't, like, change the warp location to, like, the middle of nowhere?
Dude, it's very... I think the reason why they did this was actually to give you the option to warp anywhere after. Just as a convenience tweak.
I know, but I just like the idea of King of Red Lion saved you, so now you're
So
in the literal middle of the ocean.
if you want to like start anywhere, you can actually randomize your starting location in this game.
That doesn't sound fun.
It doesn't change much since you have the boat next to you and can warp with Ballad of Gale anywhere you want.
It'd be interesting to add that in as a race thing.
Yeah.
Dean, I don't know how dry Earth Temple had been before, which I don't think is that much. You don't need to spend this long checking everything.
Woofer, meanwhile, is gonna check everything in the Forsaken Fortress.
Which we know has none.
It's one of those dungeons that's pretty easy to check out because there's only 6 locations.
Oh, jeez. I really hope Woofer goes back there soon. I'm sorry, I could not contain my excitement. Woofer needs to get down there.
Yeah, he's gonna need to get back to our temple at some point.
Also, I love how Medley is somehow still in this temple, even though Jahal is dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Medley, for sticking with us.
What? Okay, I'm just gonna uncheck this thing that should not have been checked this whole time. Oops.
Yay! I was about to mention this one actually. I know Woofer has the iron boots, but Dean doesn't have them. He's gonna need to go to Angular to get Picto Box to actually unlock Mountain's Ladder, which is gonna give him the iron boots. He needs to get into Wind Temple at some point.
But until then, he's just gonna full clear Earth Temple, because why not?
Oh,
This is the last chest you need to get anyway in this room, isn't it? Or the next one?
I think there's a few more chests in this dungeon. There's one in the rooms right now, and there's also another one in the next room, and then another one in another room, and a fourth one.
There's too many chests in our temple.
Yeah, there's a lot of chests there. I think it's 15 or 16 locations.
If you haven't noticed, we've got almost all the high check dungeons.
Yep, we pretty much all got all of them tonight. Oh, and another bow in the mail.
Oh, he's got his first bow?
Yep, he got his bow upgrade in the mail. So light arrows are gonna be in the mail at some point. They're from Arrow. So
Dean got a nicety, which is the bomb upgrade.
oh,
I keep forgetting how I'm looking at two different streams. But yeah, bomb upgrade.
So Woofer is heading straight for one temple right now.
What piece of mail would have given him the...
Arrow's letter for completing the Forsaken Fortress.
Well, Dean, you better get on that, boy. Because then you can just... I want to say you can just go mode one temple, but you can't, because you need those sword upgrades. And from how everything has shaped up, I'm willing to bet both those upgrades are in the...
Either one temple or locations blocked by the fire and ice arrows in Overworld.
No, wait, that's Puppet Ganon. Okay, I'm the one screwing up here. Oh no.
I reactivated the Puppet Ganon on your side.
Yeah, and I deactivated it on yours, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Oops.
Oops! I'm the one messing up.
It's okay, Don. It's okay.
It was me!
Yeah.
Yes, we do have the elemental checks as well, which...
There's a lot of them left.
I'm not going to be that guy and be like, oh, that's where the Master Sword is, because... I could be totally wrong.
It could be anywhere. That's the magic of Rando.
If you just reach deep within Link's heart, you will find the Master Sword just lodged right in there.
That's not the LT. You should say, Doctor, if you have a Master Sword stuck in your heart.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling everybody, but no one ever listens to me. Oh, Dean, no.
As a real fake doctor, I can tell you Don is right on this one.
No, that's just where Link leaves it when he's done.
Oh. Yeah, the forehead is just at the end. And I'm waiting for the game where you pull out the Master Sword and it was still in his head, and when you pull it out, Ganondorf comes back.
I want him to come back and be like, wow, that was rude of your ancestor.
Very rude.
I just wanted to bring back Hyrule.
Now I have a crippling migraine. I'm stuck with this.
It just turns out that Ganondorf's not actually the bad guy for once.
Ganondorf is not bad. He's just angry all the time because he has a head-splitting headache. You can't judge me.
I will just illustrate once again. It's not Ganon. It's Ganondorf.
That's the same guy.
Technically, yes, but at the same time, there is a difference.
Yeah, there's a very small difference.
Well, Ganondorf isn't a giant pig demon. That's a pretty big difference, I'd say.
I mean, in this one, Ganondorf actually got a lot of white, so he's pretty much fitting the bill right now.
Fair enough.
Also, we traded his trident for two swords, katanas, so he's pretty much a no technique at this point.
Those are not katanas. Oh my god.
They're Chinese Daos, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I wanted to... I knew that, so... I
Sure you did.
Sure I did, because I corrected myself right away.
Right.
Dude,
But no, I
I
just
know
find it
things.
hilarious how when you stick the sword in the Ganon's head, he's just sitting there going, I can feel the wind on my face.
Feel the wind in my face. Also the sword. It hurts. Ouch.
I like to think that the sword just got lodged in the pain receptor in his brain.
I hope for
So he
him, actually.
can't, so he just can't feel anything anymore.
I kind of hope for him, because otherwise that would hurt like it. Just ignore the sword and it will go away. Don't think about it too hard. Or just hurt yourself.
Well, there has been reports of people going to emergency rooms with screwdrivers and things like that in their head, and they didn't actually know it was in their head.
Yeah, I've seen that. Also, I've seen one report about a guy that just drove himself. Oh, nice. There's a song. It's really
On the
strong.
bright side, today there has been no soft lock.
Yeah, very nice. We have two players that are very good at soft lock too. Also, like we were
A
talking
soft
about,
lock on this particular boss, by the way, is when the boss just does not come into that room.
yeah, it just decides to fly straight out of the room. You
It
do
can't
this.
happen. Okay, so
As someone
Dean,
that is not
please
very good
pick
at
up. Good, he picked it up.
this, picked it up.
I'm saying it ahead of time, but yeah.
Give them 5 seconds. There we go. So we're an hour and 20 minutes in, and we have 7 pieces of the Triforce. This is going very well.
You know, I say I'm looking at it ahead of time, but I don't know if it's actually ahead of time for the people watching the stream.
That's a very good question. I do not know, man.
Oh, it is?
It
Okay.
is.
Thank you. I'll try to be more secretive about my secrets.
Yeah, keep your secrets, my friend.
So
where's
Dean
Dean
has
gonna go?
a pretty good lead. I think he's gonna go and check Fire and Ice, and maybe
Yeah, I think-
Angular. He has to
Probably-
check Angular.
Probably Inger. Probably Needle Rock too.
Yeah, Needle Rock is a good place to go.
Yeah, Needle Rock is usually the last place I check with the elemental arrows, because you can go there and get more arrows, which is always nice. So starting with Angular, apparently. Meanwhile, Woofer is getting a small key into a big key chest. Thank you, game.
Okay. Let's see how Dean tackles Angular.
Yeah, there's so many ways to do that place now.
Oh, I don't know if he knows the new strat or not, because he said he hasn't played in like a week.
Yeah, he's setting up for the whole strat, but it's still pretty fast. And also it defies gravity and everything I know.
What is a physics?
My physics degree is hurting. I don't actually have that, by the way. I think he's trying something.
Okay. Oh.
It's a strange one.
Yeah, but
It works. So yeah, he's gonna use the warp between that mount to get behind the chest. Then he's gonna just jump to another place.
oh. He reset the puzzle.
Okay. I mean,
It hurts. It hurts.
alright. It's alright. We're in it for the long run.
We are here for the long run. I do hope that we get granted extra time if we wind up going over. But after finding both the bows in the same place, I don't think we're gonna need the extra time.
Also, by the way, guys, if you guys are liking what you see and want to see more of those races, we still have an ongoing tournament. So
This is on 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.1 right now. Both players agreed to play this one tonight, even if 1.6 is out. The one check that would have changed on 1.6, I mean.
Hey, getting the pick the box.
Yeah, pick the box is being found. So look at the master board.
What?
The sword on Woofer. If you didn't notice the mode.
Oh, I thought you said, like, Master Ball, and I'm like, this isn't Pokemon!
Not yet!
It's only Pokemon when there's fairies around.
Dude. When is gonna be the Wind Waker Pokemon XD Combo Miser? Who knows, man?
Oh, no.
That would be so odd.
Yo! That Dean doing what I said he was gonna do.
Ice Ring.
Thank you, Dean, for not making me a liar.
The looks picked the box for Woofer.
Hopefully the deluxe is not a bust.
Yeah, deluxe only opens one more location on Waterfall. Let's hope it's something nice. I mean, there's randomizers kind of for Pokemon. They kind of randomize the Pokemon you get on the routes, which are pretty fun.
Dean, you're tearing me apart!
Dean! Dean, do not fall! Do not fall into the water!
You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
Ah, Dean. Dean is a showman. And
Even when he's doing bad, it's at least entertaining.
Yeah. We're first doing that little skip where you use the iron boots on the hedge and grab the hedge for not to not fall. Now we're gonna use a bomb and try to break the tile as the same moment.
Oh, he gone.
No, we didn't do it. But it's okay. Pretty fast to get caught by the Lore Master and come back.
Oh crap, I didn't pay attention to what came out of the ice ring. I don't think it was anything important though.
Uh-huh.
We'll find out if it was.
Yeah, the trick with this is if you miss something, you just wait for Jack to tell you.
Pretty much.
And another Master Sword upgrade for Woofer.
Dean getting his mail, which means it's so beautiful, man.
Oh mon dieu! It's just
Oh, it's so beautiful. Now he just needs to get that master soul.
So Dean has light arrows, and Woofer has found a Master Sword in Wind Temple, which pretty much confirms that no dungeons tonight is gonna be go mode.
Well, I'm thinking, and this is because, once again, I'm a sadist. It's gonna be both upgrades in Wind Temple and both upgrades in Earth Temple.
There's a good chance for this right now. Because we're seeing Dean do the overworld, and it's not paying much. It's not paying much right now.
And if it weren't for every seed must be able to be completed, I would say that the Master Sword final upgrade would be vanilla light arrows, but that requires a barrier skip, and we don't bank on that.
Yeah,
Mostly
we
because
can't
you
actually
can't
do
do it.
that. Unless someone finds something very new.
And unless you actually manage to do it, too, you wouldn't even bother looking for your other upgrades because you just go to the cutscene for Puppet Cannon and it would give you the mirror shield and the fully upgraded Master Sword.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because you gotta love those scripted
So,
events.
First chest is the Ghost Ship Shard, which is not useful. Sadly, the Ghost Ship is not on the menu. It's not in the options for us.
Oh, it'll be super good for Dean. Because that would put Dean officially in the lead. Wow, was that 2 pairs in the cabana?
No, we had a Ghost Ship Shard and a pair.
Wow, I'm seeing things.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Oh,
So,
it's really not good.
You have to talk to your doctor, man.
Yeah, apparently.
See pairs all the time, man.
I'm seeing pairs of things.
Yeah, man.
Pairs of pairs, even.
Are you saying the pairs appear to be a problem?
Okay, folks, I'm sorry. I apologize for making such bad puns, but that'll be the last one from me.
I mean, I did a worse one than you just after, so it's all good.
I know.
But I'm not apologizing. I'm just gonna keep doing them.
Here comes Needle Rock.
Yeah, it's Needle Rock. It's because they call it that way because it's shaped like a needle.
And it's a rock.
Yep, makes sense. The guys didn't fetch too far with the names, let's be honest.
I mean, they could call it a lot of other things, like the Washington Monument.
I mean, it's made by Japanese people.
Which would actually make sense.
Yeah.
If you actually pay attention to Japanese culture, that would make so much sense.
Yeah.
It's also funny how irrelevant Makar becomes, as soon as you know how to bypass this last rock here.
Yeah, and the skip for that last rock is not very hard. Just go on the wall and settle inside.
You don't even need storage.
Yeah. Also, the fun thing about this thing is that hasn't been fixed in Wind Waker HD. They had the chance to fix it and they didn't.
It's almost like the people behind this game actually encouraged speedrunners. I'd be surprised if they didn't do some of this stuff on purpose.
Dude, it's Nintendo. Don't think they support anything that isn't the vanilla game. And it's time for Mulgara. So you guys are gonna enjoy some fine music.
I'm not.
I have the stream on mute because otherwise I will hear.
I think they're actually
voices.
playing Dean's audio.
Really?
Yeah,
they are. I'm sorry, guys. I have the stream on mute because I'd love to change audio, but it's not in my powers today.
It's not in my powers as well. Well, it's kind of fitting because Dean, I would still say, is de facto in the lead. If only because he's got that maxed out bow.
I'd love to help, guys, but sadly, tonight I do not have those options.
I do not either.
So we're gonna have to wait for Dean to do Mulgara himself.
Do 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 do.
I think the lead game depends on what Woofer decides to do next after beating Mulgara. Like, he could go straight back to Earth Temple, or he could bank. Oh no, he's gonna go straight back to Earth Temple because he doesn't have much in the overworld left for him.
Yeah, he still needs a sword upgrade, which might be Deluxe Picto.
Yeah, it might be. Starting to look that way because we're seeing pretty much everything else. Thinking of Menenko.
Dean hasn't done Fire Ring yet, though.
You mean Fire Mountain?
Whatever.
Yeah, it's Fire Mountain. But yeah, you didn't yet. And you got Moblin's leather.
Which leads to the Iron Boots.
Exactly.
Which is going to lead to him doing the Wind Temple.
Yeah.
Which... He also has the Elemental Arrow, so he can do the Windmill. He hasn't done that either.
Yeah, that's true.
So really what we're banking on is... basically, Deluxe Picto having nothing to keep this race interesting.
Pretty much at this point, yeah. So where is Woofer gonna go next? He's warping to Tower of the Gods. So that sounds like Cabana to me.
But she's gonna be very disappointed.
Yeah. Sadly for him.
That's the worst Cabana I've seen in a while.
Yeah, unless he's craving for some pear, I don't think he's gonna be happy. I mean, pears are
Dean
nice.
changing the time of day. As though he was a god.
Yeah, Link has some crazy abilities in this game. Just change the time.
Time, wind
Switch
direction,
the direction of the wind.
summon a city-destroying hurricane off the coast.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm having trouble getting inside that cart. There we go.
Man, this is Easter weekend, and I feel like I've gained like 5 pounds.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that, brother.
So much food.
So, Dean proving walls are a suggestion, but also shooting through the normal way.
Yeah, that's the thing about this skip. If you miss it, you can just do the vanilla way, and it will work out. So it's like a skip without the commitment. Oh, man. Just fell down.
You just grappled on the wrong torch, bro.
Very important. Oh, and you grapple on the right torch this time, but it didn't work out. And Ghost
There we
Shrine
go.
for... Hey, I just noticed that, but we have an icon for the Ghost Shard.
Hey, look at that. Piece of heart.
Dude. We have
He
an
still
icon
hasn't
for
gotten 4. Alright, I didn't check off his iron boots.
And that's a good thing to check. Do we have a bear hunter?
Okay, so rupees.
That's the one thing that's always wonderful about doing a restream on a new network. We don't really know what we have on the tracker, so it's always nice to find out.
He's gonna... Well, actually, we're getting those both at the same time. Oh no, he's going right to wind tempo.
Yeah, he's going to Wind Temple.
I forgot how to English.
It's okay, man.
Deluxe Picto is in wind tempo.
In Wind Temple. Yep.
But unless the Master Sword upgrade is inside this check here that Woofer's doing, which it is.
It is.
Alright, so I hope that Dean doesn't do fire ring. Woofer is technically in the league because all he has to do is go back to Earth Temple.
Yeah, at this point. Let's just see how many overworld locations he does without... he doesn't do any.
But Woofer's already cleared Earth Temple. He just needs to go and get some chests that he didn't grab earlier.
Pretty much.
So, Woofer very much in the lead now.
Yeah, everything is going very well for him tonight.
And here's me thinking that we were going to be here for like the whole 2.5 hours.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty sad about this. Almost. I mean, I guess we're gonna be able to relax with our
Oh,
friend
he
Cooper,
might.
or-
That's actually a good call. He might bail out of Earth Temple without doing the full check. That I didn't think of that. That's actually very plausible.
Yeah, that could happen. Let's hope he doesn't, but at the same time, let's hope he does, because I want to see
Oh, I want
people
Dean to
suffer.
redeem himself for what happened last time he was in Earth Temple.
Yeah,
Or not Earth Temple, Wind Temple.
let's go, Dean!
Wait, was it Dean and Woofers on the last tournament race I commented on? I think it was.
I think it was Dean and Trog. What would you?
Oh, it might have been.
Yeah, I think it
I know,
was.
you were there.
We're always together, man, for some reason.
I don't know.
It works
The
out.
Canadian connection is strong.
Very strong. They didn't get the merch ready, though.
Yeah, we should
Canadian
have worked
connection is
more
very
than
strong,
not
but
at all.
Canadian connection is very strong, but not at making merch.
That's good. Should have worked on it more than not at all.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, I could always take like a blank shirt in my drawer, a Sharpie, and just improvise.
I mean, given the fact that it seems we are both not the fastest at doing things, that would also be fitting.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, so right now Woofer is doing a bunch of checks in our temple.
Oh, there's
finding
Fire and
out
Ice.
shadows.
It's the moment of truth. Does he bail or does he finish checking? He's gonna finish checking. I think. I hope.
Fun fact for people that didn't think I was stupid yet. I just tried to modify the tracker on the stream itself. I'm not a very smart man.
Oh, I've done that a few times. Don't worry about that. I've
Sorry,
clicked it
it
like,
looks so
wait a
similar.
minute.
Why is this not working?
The only weird part about it is the tracker's the exact same, but it doesn't have the stream feed on the tracker, which would make this perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's alright. Hey, can't be perfect every time. We still want to thank Randomania for letting us do this race on the marathon. Very nice of them.
But no, like, don't get me wrong, I like the way it's set up, but if at all possible, you know.
Yeah, maybe in the future, man. The Woofer is crushing some blocks.
Yeah, Woofer's gonna do it, which means he's in the lead.
And a bomb bag. This is a very low heart theme. We're still at
Yeah.
Woofer and 4 for Dean. Yeah, the other bow upgrade is in the mirror room basement. That's where I think it is.
But if you're gonna full clear it, you might as well full clear it.
Pretty much, yeah. We got Zarya for Dean.
I forget how good Woofer's game is when it comes to puppet game.
Woofer? He used to be terrible at Puppet Ganon, but not anymore.
Well, that could be a great equalizer, if you will. As we
Let's
both have
say
seen,
practiced a lot.
a bad propaganda can lead to somebody with a 15-minute lead all of a sudden being pretty much a tie.
Pretty much, yeah. Puppet Ganon is one of those bosses that's just very hard.
Makar with his little fiddle.
Yeah, the first phase is pretty much the hardest phase of Puppet Ganon, let's be honest. The other two are pretty much a walk in the park.
Oh. Woofer's leaving.
Woofer's leaving. Oh boy.
But did he get it?
No, he didn't. He didn't go to the basement. Which makes sense, because the basement is the longest room in the game.
But Woofer...
Yep, he chose poorly, sadly. So, this is gonna be a lot closer than it was.
That almost sounded like a pirate thing. He chose poorly.
That's a reference to Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Indiana Jones.
That too.
Yeah, see,
And
chat just backed me up on that. Indiana Jones.
But I was referencing that other one myself. Love to do this one.
How's
Yeah.
how's that a reference to Monty Python? I never use that line.
As a joke.
I don't think that they ever use that line in Monty Python. Ever.
He used it in one interview, and the joke was that it didn't reference anything.
Yeah.
Basically. Which is very much like them.
I was about to yell, Dean, why are you going in the warp pod? But yeah, there's a reason.
He wants to get my car!
Dude, why are you making all these bad decisions? Oh, wait a minute, that's not a bad call. Never mind.
Dude, why are you being smart?
This never happens.
This is so not you.
Oh, even Dean will tell you, because I've been talking to him a bunch in his own personal streams. He doesn't even know what he's doing. He just kind of does.
That's very Dean.
But would you say it's inaccurate?
Yeah, no, it's not. Also, just remember to open the SRL race room to get the official time at the end of the race.
Yeah, you can do that, because I have no earthly idea how to get that to work on my computer.
I have no idea either, I just use life splits to get into the race room when it's open.
I don't know what it is. My computer doesn't like cooperating at all. Also, I hate Wizrobes.
Yeah, we'll go very good. I'd like to point out that he has light arrows and he used them first.
That doesn't change my opinion of Wizrobes.
Yeah, we will just get bad. He had a good way to deal with them.
Like, if you're doing this fight vanilla, you're hunting down Wizrobes with a normal bow, maybe elemental arrows if you're feeling spicy.
Do you want to hear something very bad? In one race, that was the place where they got the first set of arrows. They had to fight Wizrobes with the hook shot.
I mean, you can do it.
It's not.
I have done it. Hey, hey, what are you doing following Dean right now?
making this look less professional a bit. But it's alright. I'm sure Dean is very happy about you right now.
if you're listening right now, timing, bro, timing.
It's very good timing if you want to do the timing.
You know what, that's actually fair.
Yeah. So I'd like to point out that this person that just subbed is literally just Don's second account. Right?
It's just Dean's second account. It's Dean following himself somehow while he's playing the game.
He does think that way.
Well, if you've been in his personal stream, you'd see he's actually commented a couple times in his own chat. Master Sword.
Master Sword.
And I think that one was a chart? Yeah, that was a chart.
It was a chart. It's a good chart.
Watch it, Woofer's gonna be really mad when he goes and checks that basement room.
Oh man, he's gonna be so mad at himself for leaving. Because we were looking at a sub too, but now I'm not so sure. Gonna pick the box for Dean. Dean now.
Oh, if Woofer would have cleared out the entire dungeon when he was there the first time, it would have been sub 2.
Oh, definitely. Like if he did it the first time, we might be looking at 145, but we're gonna have it too. At least.
I'm thinking 215 to 220.
That's actually what I have in mind too. Which would be very good because it's very close to the estimate.
Well, Dean is nothing if not consistent.
Very consistent man, that guy.
It's the same thing with Woofer. Woofer has had some pretty consistent timing too.
Oh yeah. I mean, Woofer is the champion of our last tournament. And he's still in the winner bracket in this tournament that we're hosting right now. Well, not right now, but currently. The fun of Soup Doop. So, Woofer is going to fire him out right now. He's clearing that overworld.
I believe that's actually his last overworld check too, isn't it?
He didn't do one follow yet. No, he did. Just remember.
Dean just tanking hits.
Yeah. Yes, 4 hearts. He needs to use it.
Oh, Dean, did you break the game?
There's probably one enemy that just exists for some reason. Usually the best trick for this is just to go out of the room and go back in. Which he's doing right now.
Yep. Unless he forgot one.
Which one was that?
Which we know he's got everything he needs, but does he know he has everything he needs?
Yeah, he's supposed to.
Yeah, he forgot one.
And he decides to fight him with the iron boots on. What a man.
Also, I love the look on that Moblin's face as Link is stomping towards him with the iron boots on.
Yeah. And it's a compass.
How can a small child be so strong?
I don't know, man. He has the power of protagonist. Power of being protagonist is always good.
Alright, where are you gonna go, Woofer?
Oh my god, apparently.
Is there a check in Hyrule that you can do?
No. Oh no! He thinks it's Vanilla Light Arrows. Oh no! He's gonna do the maze chests.
Oh no!
That's so sad. Oh no!
Oh.
Alexa, play sad song number 3, please.
Wait, your Alexa does that?
No. I just have a very wild imagination.
I need the program line to do that now. And that should be that one that's like, and
And that's why you go karaoke with me. because I
And
don't
now
care about
the
that.
entire stream is mad at me.
Oh yeah. So, Woofer is going for Vanilla Light Emeralds in his ad.
Like, we always make jokes going, vanilla light arrows. This is a one time.
It's gonna happen today. It's
And
not gonna happen. But, he thinks it's gonna. I think just the joke got to him at this point. These small garages.
well, I'm glad the chat's not mad at me for a bad joke.
Yeah,
Or the best joke, depending on how you look at it.
that was pretty good.
Dean just unable to use that grapple hook. There he goes.
I mean, it's hard to use the grapple hook when you're using the hook shot. I know you. Okay.
It's the same idea in my brain.
Oh, he's doing splash now.
Dean always going for that swag.
So, how do you think Reaper gonna react when it's not vanilla light arrows?
I think it's gonna react if we get to talk to him and be like, yeah, Woofer. It wasn't.
Doug, what's up with that?
I don't know if they do the after race interview here or not, actually.
I mean, they're the runners. Most runners on this marathon have been commentating on their own runs, so maybe they will join us for this award at the end.
It's kind of like a Wind Waker tradition at this point. Do not forget your Triforce piece, Dean. Okay.
Yeah, Dean, pick it up, Dean. Pick it up. Can do it, Dean.
Come on, Dean.
Come on, Dean.
Ah, he did.
Dean. Yeah, so unless he wants to check Fire Mountain first, he should go to Woodfalls and get his final.
I mean, at this point, he can check Fire Mountain too, and he's not going to be any worse off.
Don't think so, no.
That's good. One of these guys needs to do the swag strat, and
Swim up walls.
no, use the good old fashioned
Don't give up. You're gonna
bottle. The bottle. There you go. I had to stop and think for a second there, think of where I was going.
It's okay,
Been a
man.
long
It's
day.
okay.
He checked the Fire Mountain anyways.
Can pinpoint the exact moment where Woofer's CFG's out just exploded. He's crying.
Been a
right now.
long day, and I have not had coffee.
Dude, me neither. Surprisingly. So Dean's going for Fire Mountain.
Yeah, I just said so.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's got time at this point.
Are they both going for full clears?
Oh, Woofer is heading back up though.
Yeah. He checked his mace chest, got sad, and now he's heading back for the surface.
He's trying to figure out where it is on the surface, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's only one place possible at this point. You cleared everything except the basement in her temple.
Which is still a longer check than Fire Mountain and the Deluxe Picto Box combined.
Yeah, sadly for him. Did I accidentally leave? Long side quest. Check for this thing. I think they rolled them themselves, so might be possible.
That, oh, what do you call those things?
Keys? Bats?
No, the lava lizard, Megtail. Thank you. That Megtail, you know, just outside the bomb reach.
Just outside, yeah.
I didn't even check the chest?
You did, yeah.
Okay.
It was like a rupee.
Rupee, singular.
It was rupees.
Okay, that's why I went by fast enough that I didn't even see it.
He's so fast that Don can't even comprehend what's going on.
Bah.
Yeah, don't give up, Don.
I'll give up if I want. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my mom. Did I just stutter out the word mom? That's a weird word to stutter.
It sounded like ba-bomb at some point.
Ah, Dean's got his sword.
And Dean, at 2 hours and 50
Run,
seconds,
Dean.
is now in go mode.
Fly, fly! Fly, fly!
So, now Woofer is trying to do his fastest in this basement room, medieval room, which is pretty much the longest room in all of the game. Meanwhile, Dean is going to Iroh.
Memory serves, the bow's in the second to last chest in this room.
I think it was a second to last chest, yeah. Red rupee. So Dean is about to pull. If everything goes well, he should finish the seed first.
But it's also Dean.
That's Dean. Let's go, Dean. Prove everyone that you can beat the captain of the last tournament.
Oh, I think it's only gonna be like 45 seconds apart.
And meanwhile, Woofer has found his light arrows and he's now in go mode. It's not that far behind, let's be honest.
And he's got that portal that'll take him right from the Forsaken Fortress to halfway through.
Yeah, but it's very long to get to Forsaken Fortress, so I'm surprised where he doesn't go from Tower of God. It's just so long to get to Forsaken.
Well, either one of them's gonna be about the same time when you factor in your walking.
Oh, he's going to Tingle. Tingle
Can
died.
you super swim from Tingle?
Do believe we can, man. Yeah.
Oh, he's not going to.
Where is he going? He's just gonna sell all the way there, I think.
Where's that Phil Collins song when you need it?
Which one?
Come sail away.
Sail away! Yeah. It's in the copyright section. Sadly.
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean Phil Collins is not public domain at this point?
You really should be.
I mean, Phil Collins is the kind of artist even like young people know just because of Tarzan.
Right? I like to think that Dean just guessed what Phantom Ganon was the real one.
Sadly, the truth is not as fun. It's always the one behind you. That
Woofer
guy's a
getting knocked
backstabber.
out of his boat by a shark.
Meanwhile, Dean is just mowing through enemies. Yes, fight.
So, once again, my guess is they're going to be within a minute of each other.
Pretty much, yeah.
Get your guesses into the chat if you want to also make a guess. You're not going to get anything for it, but, you know.
Yeah, gambling is illegal. So... Oh man, it's time for puppet gathering for Dean.
I mean, if you ask really nicely, I might mail you a cookie. Dean getting that first snipe right off the hop.
The first snipe is very important. I mean, like, if you get the first snipe, you start to be confident, and you just get everything else for some reason.
If you ask extremely nicely, I may mail you a cookie.
What kind of cookie?
But do you really trust me to mail you a cookie?
I mean, I would. You don't seem like the kind of person that will like poison me or something.
You never know.
You did one many 2 pods, Mongo. You have to die.
One too many. Wait, one too many?
All the others were good. The last one, though, too much. I mean, you're a trucker. You could ship it yourself.
I technically could, yeah.
Yeah. Biggest shipment of the day is just one cookie on the truck of the bed.
Why are you riding a bicycle for this delivery? Why would I bring anything but for a cookie?
It's a very small delivery.
Why are you just grabbing onto the bumpers of cars on the freeway? Because I don't want to pedal.
It's faster that way. It's the pedal skip. Wow, Dean is
Oh,
really
Dean getting that crib shot
nailing
in.
this one. He's going for it right now.
Dean's super on point today.
Yeah. Let's go, Dean.
Dean using that kamikaze strat.
Yeah, very good strat. Very respect. So there's some form of commentary behind this because the kamikaze strat works very well in a Japanese game. But I won't get into it.
I mean, Zelda Wallflower, I did have a friend that rode his bicycle all the way from Tennessee to Texas, so...
Do we have a song about riding bicycles? Do you think there's someone that made a song about this?
I do believe so.
It's Queen, I think. Wanna ride my bicycle?
Yes, I'm friends with a man who's legendary for all the wrong reasons.
It sounds like a terrible idea, yeah.
Oh no, apparently he was known around MTSU as the guy who picked a car up over his head. Except that's not what happened, but that's what everybody apparently told the story as.
Dude, that sounds like journalism.
Right?
Yeah. Dean is doing that thing. Nice. Meanwhile, Woofer is doing the kamikaze strat, trying to catch up.
Once again, they're gonna be within a minute.
Yeah, it's very close still. I mean, it was Woofer's race to lose, and sadly, seems like he's doing it right now.
Oh yeah. So, just gonna point out the whole reason for the car over the head thing is somebody's car was stuck in a ditch, and he picked up like the back corner of it just enough to get the weight under the drive wheels, and they got the car out of the ditch. But somebody told the story as he picked the car up over his head.
Oh boy. That is insane.
It's like, guys, it's not what happened.
That's the part where I'm going over.
Right?
And meanwhile, Dean has just finished the race.
What the stream is showing is 2:09:38. I don't know what the official time is, but that's good enough for me.
Gonna get that for you. And the official time on SRL is Dean has finished the race with a time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 39 seconds. Send your
So
GGs
close.
in the chat.
Yeah. Give them all the GGs, folks. And now we just wait for
Just
Woofer.
GG it up. Meanwhile, Woofer
I don't know if whoever's in charge of the audio is still listening, but if you could switch it, that'd be probably fantastic.
That would be amazing.
Who actually is in charge of the audio?
Good question. I think it has been done.
It's not gonna make that much of a difference anyways. They're so close together,
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
almost
Unfortunately, my prediction apparently was not true.
finished. It's
They are
alright,
not
guys.
within a minute.
Because the run is pretty much over at this point.
Yep, the run is complete.
So, with an official time of 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds, Woofer has finished his race. Send your GGs in the chat for him too.
Is there anything up after us? I do not believe there is.
I do believe we're finishing the marathon with us. I'm kind of curious to see if either Dean or Woofer is gonna make it.
All you gotta do is look at Zelda, and you can tell she's just sitting there thinking, wow, Wing, you're awfully bonely. Oh, is he actually mashing through the cutscene now?
That's a good question. Oh, I have the
It looks
power
like
to
it is.
start the timer. Nice. So do you think can you message our friend Dean to know if anyone is going to join us on the call?
I'll poke him.
Poke him, because I'm on push to talk and it's hard to poke people. So guys, if you enjoyed this, we have an ongoing tournament for the one-way randomizer. You can check that out on the official Discord for this. You can also check out the official Discord or even sub to our friends at Randomania. They have a schedule which kind of includes everything in the marathon. I've been Mongol and my co-commentator has been Don. Don't really know if we should leave yet or not.
It apparently ends at 21:20,
Ah,
which would be exactly when we're done with
the game.
this.
Yeah. Yep, that
So,
was my
apparently
game.
ends
Also,
at-
ID.
21:20.
Hey, hello.
Ah,
Which would be
How you guys doing?
exactly when we're
Pretty well,
done
man.
with. Yeah,
Was a good race.
what
I
is
guess.
this? There was a
So-
minute there where we thought this was going to be a lot longer, but it went well. Hi, Dean.
Yeah,
Also,
I made a lot of execution errors. Like I haven't even played in a
There was
week,
a
and I
minute
just
there where we
like
thought
was
this was gonna
sloppy
be a
and
lot
not really
longer,
remembering
but
routing
it went
very well.
it's alright because
Also,
Woofer banked on vanilla light arrows and that didn't work out for him.
Yeah, he said that, and it was like I think that's probably the only reason why I beat him.
It's alright.
Probably literally that.
Woofer banked Probably, on vanilla light arrows and that didn't work out for him.
It was a really good race. Other than that, it was cool to 100% it.
It's very good to know. Probably, yeah. So.
Yeah, that
How
was
do you
100%
feel about it?
overworld checks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Didn't
Nothing
need
left
to be,
know.
but it was.
It's very good to know.
Yeah, like
So,
I should have just gone to my Neko first when
Yeah,
I got the
that was
Picto
100%
box, but I didn't
overworld
check it,
checks.
so I didn't think about it.
yeah, pretty much.
So I just went to
Didn't
Fire
need
Mountain
to be,
before
but it was.
Windfall, and then
Yeah, I also did that mistake of checking the last checks in a few dungeons where the last checks were like the compass.
yeah, I did that in Wind Temple when I could have just avoided that one chest, and it took so long to get it for some reason. Like,
I'm actually really glad that you full cleared on Earth Temple, though.
yeah, I knew Earth Temple was gonna be stacked with some stuff, so I was trying
I'm
to make
actually
an
really glad
make-
that you full
make my best of my
cleared
ability
on
to get
Earth
that full
Temple,
cleared
though.
as possible.
Yeah, because that actually wound up being what won you the race.
Just being doing Earth Temple all the way through.
Oh yeah. Well, because Wolf that
Wolf-
actually
sorry.
wound up being
Wound
what
up,
won you the race.
Oh, that's a new
Triple
player,
dipping.
Wolfer.
Oh yeah.
Wolfer
Wound
triple
up-
dipped
well,
me, too.
because Wolf,
Yeah, because
Wolf
you went in,
sorry, wound up
cleared it,
Oh, that's
and
a new
left.
player,
Didn't get
Wolfer.
the arrows at all the first run. Then came back,
Wolfer wound
got
up- yeah.
one of the arrow upgrades,
Yeah,
went and
'cause
checked
he
the
went in,
fire and ice
cleared it,
islands, and left. Didn't get the
Then
arrows
went
at
back
all
in,
the first
checked
run.
that after checking
Then
vanilla
came
light
back,
arrows.
got one of the arrow
It took a
upgrades,
while
went
for him
and
to
checked
go back to the
the
basement.
fire and ice
I,
islands.
Well, the thing is I did it out of
Then
logic
went back
because, like,
in,
initially I
checked that
tried to
after
do the
checking
first
vanilla
chest
light arrows.
storage, and then I'm like, shit, I don't have
It took a while for him to go back to
mirror
the
shield
basement.
or
Yeah.
fire arrows. Otherwise, so I couldn't progress. So then when I did get mirror shield, I got the chest storage off the floor master room, and then I got the chest storage off the third crypt room, and then I just kind of like went through it that way. Otherwise, it would have been more dipping in there probably.
Yeah, overall,
Just-
even for like a full clear, see this one pretty well overall.
Yeah, like I feel like I could have probably saved about
Even for like full
6-ish
clear,
minutes
see
just
this one
execution
pretty
errors
well
with failed
overall.
swims and just routing, backtracking. But I mean,
Follow.
6-ish minutes, that's not terrible.
Yeah, this wasn't the kind of seed that you guys were gonna complete in like jet time. Like even with that 6 minutes you're talking about, that would have been a bit over 2 hours. This wasn't the kind of
Yeah, there's
very nice seed.
Very little chance that this could have been sub 2 unless you made dungeons your priorities first and kind of ignored overworld. I don't know. It was just weird that Iron Boots didn't come till so late, and I was kind of hoping that we'd get the rest of the Master Sword pieces in Wind Temple and then that Picto box. It's just very strange.
It was just a weirdly very dungeon heavy seed, which is pretty rare in this batch at least. Because you guys were running 1.5.1.
Yep, and then this is the last time we'll be doing that.
Yep, if kind of putting the final nail in the coffin for that update. Because you guys were running
until the tournament's over anyway.
Yeah, I think the tournament is gonna hand on this one too. Right? Kind of putting the final
Yeah, they're
nail in the
gonna
coffin
finish out with the
for that update.
original version that we started on.
That makes sense. So yeah, I think the tournament is gonna hand on this one too, right? I do believe we're the last game on the marathon tonight.
I believe we are, and a huge shout outs to Zelda Wallflower, Don, and Montacle for being awesome. Everyone else in chat for hanging out. Woofer. Woofer for being awesome showmanship, for showing off the game in Sands. his amazing sound effects.
Oh man, that was nice. It was really nice.
I keep trying to practice at it, but it just keeps failing.
Oh man, that was It's nice. An artifact to do.
It's almost like it was generated by a machine. It just keeps failing.
You might be onto something, man. It's an artifact to do.
It's almost like it was generated by a machine. But
you might be
I'm supposing that somebody in charge could just kill this at any minute. But
I guess so.
I'm supposing that somebody in charge could just
while we're waiting for this, again, say thanks you to everyone in chat for tuning in to this fantastic marathon. I've been watching it on and off all weekend. Pretty fun. While we're waiting for this, you guys had fun. Don't forget to say thanks you to everyone in chat for. We have a lot of other races into this fantastic marathon. I've been watching it on and off all weekend. Much fun on this. You guys had fun. I think they have a lot of races made by Randomania. They have a lot of other races. I think they own the Zelda 2 tournament for the randomizer and got to fun to watch too on this. But I think they have
I've also been
races often.
Watching these guys, and they do seem to do a lot of good content. So if you want to actually just
I've also been
sticking around, if this is your first time coming here,
you might want these guys, and they do seem to do a lot of
I'd say Woofer is like one of the best in terms of tournament skill. Him, Trog, Gymnast.
You might want to. It's decent content.
Those guys are like top notch, and I try to be up there with them, but I don't want to see myself as awesome yet.
I mean, due to basically a routing error at this point, or bad decision, if you will, you were the winner.
I mean,
by narrow margin. Basically,
if he wouldn't have done that, I probably would have lost by about the same amount that he lost to me. It would probably have been the opposite way.
By narrow margin.
That's the fantastic thing about the randomizer, though. Every time you play, you learn something new. Every time you watch it, you learn something new. Like, you just get better and better every time. That's the fantastic thing about the randomizer.
Yeah, I've played probably 50 plus seeds now, and like, there's still things you can learn, and you just keep track of the items you're getting along the way, and you just route based on whatever items you get, and sometimes you just whip a strat out of your hat. Like when I was in the basement of Earth Dungeon, I never had done that medley strat where I shine the light kind of across the thing, and then the roll clip into the boss door area, or the mini boss key door, something like that.
Yeah, like it's very fun, like just figure out new things you can do in this game. Like one example I have this week, I was just raging on the adverts speak to enter with the grappling hook you can do in this game.
Yeah.
What he does. One example I have.
Yeah.
Just raging on that, failing miserably for 10 minutes. Then I just decided to the plateau and learn how to enter storage finally. Grappling hook. And I did it out of anger, man. It was just raging on that.
Sometimes you can channel that energy from one task into another task, and it makes you amazing.
And I did it out of anger, man. A testament to. So if you get you don't need to be the best player at this game to actually learn stuff in it. So if you guys want to pick up the randomizer, don't give up. Yeah, if even I can do storage, everyone can. Like you don't
it's
need to be the best
it's
player
definitely a learned timing, but like once you just get the rhythm for it, it's so versatile, and there's so many things you can do when it comes to like 100% full clear versus just race mode where it's limited settings, and then the options become like way more.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm just gonna say too that apparently there are some people that don't do what I call sequence breaking, which would include just skipping massive portions of dungeons and things like that.
Apparently,
that I've seen in the tournament as well.
There are some people that don't do what I call
do
sequence
quite
breaking,
as well
which
as
would
people
include
who do these
just
sequence
skipping
breaks,
massive portions of dungeons and things like that.
If you stick to the logic, you can do pretty well, but this dungeon or this seed would have forced you to
do these sequence breaks, but they do exist.
Go to Earth Temple before going to Forest Temple just to get the boomerang.
Yeah,
and
pretty
then
much.
complete fourths, and then probably double dip back into Earth Temple, or maybe even triple dip back into Earth Temple because of how stocked it was. Because it had Skullhammer at the halfway point, and then it probably expected you to leave again.
But the fantastic thing about like this randomizer is that even if you don't know all those fancy tricks and you just want to play for fun, every state is completable without glitching. Like everything is possible in Logic. You might have to dip even if you don't a few dungeons, a few dying, it's gonna work anyway. Play for fun. Every fantastic game to play like casual without glitching. Like everything is possible.
Yeah, the movement is just, it's very solid. The little technical things that they have done from the vanilla game to the randomizer, like the rolling and the turning on ropes physics, just little details that they have implemented have made this such a solid game to play.
Yeah, it's so convenient to play too. Like,
it's 2 hours of just action where no cutscenes, no waiting around, basically.
Pretty much, and every time you boot it up, it's different. Yeah, it's so convenient to play too. It's different like every time. Always fun to play.
It's very fun, yes.
Anyway, pretty much every time you boot it up, it seems to say. Also, the marathon was supposed to go on until 10:20 EST, and we are 10:21 EST. Anyway,
all right, well, I'll be signing off then.
Also, the marathon was supposed to go have a good day, everyone. 10:20.
Yes, thanks for everyone for tuning in.
And we are 10:21
Bye.
EST.
Bye.
Done. Yeah. Have a good day, everyone.
Got the worst. Bye.
Bye, everyone.